The landing. Captain Ilara of the skri fleet was no stranger to humans. Her species, the skri, were a proud, dignified race with smooth, iridescent skin, lithe limbs, and delicate features. To her, the ruggedness of human features seemed a harsh contrast, their build bulky and awkward, their faces far too expressive. Whenever a human diplomat or soldier came aboard her ship, Ilara would watch their movements with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. They were fascinating but deeply ugly, especially with all that exposed skin, which, without a skri exosuit to enhance its natural color, looked woefully plain. But a change was on the horizon. Earth had formally requested a collaboration on mining the resources of the gas giant Ilara 5, and the Council had dispatched a team of skri officers to establish relations. Ilara was given command of the mission. Little did she know it would change her perception of humans forever. Face to face. A week after their arrival in orbit around Ilara 5, a human vessel docked with Ilara's ship. Humans began pouring in with equipment and supplies, filling the hangar with the smell of their gear and strange, earthy odors that seemed foreign to skri. Then, as she was overseeing operations, she saw him, standing a head taller than her. He wore an exosuit that bulked up his already muscular frame. His hair was tousled, and his face, though full of scars and lines, had an intensity that pulled her attention like a magnetic field. Unlike others who looked away in her presence, he met her eyes, his gaze steady and unflinching. "Captain Ilara, I presume," he said in a deep voice that vibrated pleasantly through the translator chip in her ear. For a moment, she forgot her response. "Yes, I am," she managed, feeling an unfamiliar heat rise to her skin. "Commander Rhys Kavanaugh," he replied, extending a hand. Ilara hesitated. Skri didn't touch hands. It was too intimate a gesture in their culture. But she reached out, feeling the firm, warm grip of his hand as her fingertips brushed his calloused palm. The sensation shocked her, unexpectedly pleasant and grounding. The fault in judgment. Their collaboration proceeded smoothly. Reese proved to be capable, intelligent, and adaptable. Over the next few weeks, he and Ilara worked in tandem, navigating interspecies politics, personnel issues, and technical problems that threatened to derail their mission. To her confusion, she found herself spending more and more time with him, drawn to his strange sense of humor and the way he took setbacks in stride. His human ugliness seemed to fade. His strength, resilience, and passion began to overshadow any physical traits she'd once found odd. In fact, she caught herself admiring the sharp angles of his face, the way his expressions revealed his thoughts so transparently. To a skri, emotions were something you kept hidden, but with Reese, they were painted in vibrant strokes across his face. One night, as they shared a rare moment of downtime, Reese looked over at her, an inquisitive glint in his eye. "You know, Ilara," he began, using her name without the title, which was a breach of protocol, but not unwelcome. "When I first saw you, I thought you were one of the most beautiful beings I'd ever met. Not like any human, obviously, but you have, I don't know, a way of commanding attention." Ilara's cheeks flushed with color, the skri equivalent of blushing. She had been warned about human charm, but nothing had prepared her for this strange, vulnerable honesty. "You flatter me," she replied cautiously. "Though I must confess, I did not think of your people as beautiful." Reese laughed, the sound rich and warm, cutting through the sterile metallic hum of the ship. "I get it. I really do. Humans must seem like animals to a species as refined as yours." "No, not animals. Just strange," she murmured, watching him with a mix of curiosity and something she couldn't quite name. A new understanding. As their time together drew to a close, Ilara and Reese were assigned one final task, a dangerous survey of an unstable asteroid in the gas giant's orbit. What was meant to be a routine mission turned dire when their shuttle was struck by unexpected debris, forcing them into an emergency landing. Trapped together in a small, dimly lit escape pod, Reese and Ilara were left waiting for rescue. It was here, amid the broken metal and dim emergency lights, that they truly saw one another. "You're not as terrifyingly ugly up close as I first thought," she said, half joking, as she examined his face, which bore a fresh gash across one cheek. Rhys laughed, shaking his head. "You're not too bad yourself, Captain." He hesitated, then softened. "Ilara, whatever happens, I just want you to know that I've admired you since the day I arrived." Before she could respond, he leaned forward, brushing his hand against her cheek in a gesture that would have been forbidden in any other circumstance. Ilara felt a rush of warmth spread through her, a strange thrill that felt both foreign and electric. It was unlike anything she had felt before, a new vision. After their rescue, Ilara found herself haunted by the memory of that moment in the escape pod. Rhys had returned to his ship, his mission complete, but he had left an indelible mark on her. In the weeks that followed, she struggled with her emotions, trying to reconcile her pride as a skri captain with the undeniable attraction she felt toward this strange, ugly human. She could not forget his voice, his touch, the way his expressions held a depth that was completely new to her. And, to her own astonishment, she found herself eagerly awaiting the next human collaboration, hoping, just maybe, that Rhys Kavanaugh would be part of it. Ilara had never understood humans before, but now, after seeing him up close, she realized that ugliness and beauty were far more subjective than she had ever imagined. And perhaps, she thought with a small smile, there was something worth exploring in that strange, alien warmth.